How many in India of those 80? Zero. You have Rafael Torella in Italy. If you have to look for authentic masters, you have Bettina Bommer in Germany, you have Richard Littke here, with Dyczkowski, a Polish professor. There are some great students of Abhinavgupta in India too, but more of them are outside. That's what we've done to ourselves, and that's what we've done to Kashmir. We've reduced it to shikaras, we've reduced it to kangri. Our iconography of Kashmir is not what it has been for the last several thousand years. It's so superficial, so stereotypical about Kashmir, because we don't know any better, and it's being hidden from us. So some of these knowledge traditions about grammar, about aesthetics, about poetics. Mammat wrote Kavya Shastra, which is the foundation of poetry. Anandavardhana wrote Dhvanyalu on Dhvani. Kshemendra, Kshemaraj, Bhattalolat, Ruyak, Kayyat. Some of them wrote treatises on Ashtadhyayi of Panini, on grammar. I had never heard of these names. They were all Kashmiris. Even today, non-Kashmiri Sanskritists say if you remove from the body of Sanskrit literature, old and new, what was written by Kashmiris or what was written in Kashmir, if you remove that part, what will be left is anybody's nightmare. And then I heard in 2008, a gentleman called Pandit Neelkant Gurtu died. Pandit Neelkant Gurtu with Pandit Baljinath wrote a 2-volume encyclopedia on Kashmir Shaivism. When he died, a very well-known scholar, I treat him as my guru and I owe most of my knowledge about Kashmir to him, told me with his death, the tradition of Sanskrit scholarship among Kashmiri Hindus is over. We have not even one left to who we can go and learn from about our Sanskrit heritage. This is what we've done to this tradition, which defined India, defined Indian civilization, defined our knowledge tradition, which is what defines India. India is not about consumption. India is not about physical prowess. India is not about, there was wealth in India. There was immense wealth in India, but that's not what India took pride in. India was about its knowledge traditions. India was about its philosophical traditions. India was about contemplating the world. And it was not about religion so much or only spirituality. India was also 2000 years ago, let me just finish this point with this example. 2000 years ago, more than 2000 years ago, at least 400 years after Buddha's death, the Kushan period in Kashmir, Kanishka was one of the kings who ruled from Kashmir. He hosted the 4th Buddhist International that lasted 6 months. A huge Vaishnava Vidwan from Andhra, Nagarjuna, had also come to Kashmir. And various other scholars of his time, Ashok Ghosh, Kumaraji, Padmasambhava, they all worked, contemplated together, and a new strain of Buddhism was propounded in Kashmir called Mahayana Buddhism. You see, which is what then labeled what was earlier as Hinayana. So Hinayana Buddhism is prevalent in Sri Lanka, in Burma, in Thailand, in Indochina, like Vietnam, Laos, Kampuchea. This region is Hinayana Buddhism that spread through Ashok and his daughter Sanghamitra. 400 years later, a new strain of Buddhism, Mahayana as in some refinement, superior. Mahayana literally means the higher vehicle. And that was taken to Central Asia, to Tibet, to China, Korea, Japan by Kashmiris. Kumarji, Padmasambhava was called the second Buddha, propounded in Kashmir. So Kashmir was home to all kinds of knowledge streams, which is why Sharada Peeth was there, which is why it was considered a board of Saraswati. Which is why everyone headed to Kashmir, not just Shankaracharya. Ramanujacharya went there, who wrote his treatise on Brahma Sutra. After looking at the texts in Kashmir, chatting up the Vidwans there. So, when we say, or when we think about, decide about Kashmir, or say what should we do with Kashmir, do we bring these facts to bear upon our thinking? When we give up Kashmir, when we talk about why are we fighting over so much, what is the point of losing so many lives, so much shedding, so much blood, why can't we buy peace, just give up a part or just finish it? Think about it, because that's what we did in 1947. Why don't we buy some peace, just divide the country and live in peace? And have we ever lived in peace after 1947? We were at war with Pakistan less than 3 months after partition. 15th of August is the so-called independence we got. 14th of August, before we got independence, we had Pakistan created. And on 27th of October, Pakistan army was in Kashmir and Indian army was trying to evict them from there. 14th of August, Pakistan came into being. 27th of October, we were at war. And the partition was done to avoid violence, avoid bloodshed, buy peace, live with some amount of tranquility. This is what happens. Because when you start paying a ransom, when you buy peace, you actually show the way to your adversary that this is how I cough up concessions. This is where you can come after me and take more from me. So once you do this, because an enemy is not very crafty or very stealthy about it. They're open. When partition happened, they used to say, "Has ke liya hai Pakistan, lad ke lenge Hindustan." These are the slogans. I sometimes get invited across the country. There are different kinds of people who have, like me, woken up about few facts much later in life. So in Chennai, there is a gentleman called Gautaman, young chartered accountant, who's not about his practice, he's not married, he doesn't want to marry. He says, I want to tell people what's happening to us. So how will you tell people what's happening to us? He says, we must commemorate 14th of August, because that was the day country got broken up, vivisected. My motherland's 2 arms were taken away from me, 2 limbs, one on the west, one on the east. East Pakistan, West Pakistan. So he invited me over and he said, Tamil Nadu is on the verge of facing jihadi violence. You guys are experienced about it, so why don't you tell us what happened so that we are forewarned about it? I said, okay, I'll come. And he released a documented CD 3 years ago. Same time, another gentleman from Bengal said, I don't want to celebrate 15th August, I want to commemorate 16th of August. Do you know what happened on 16th of August? We don't know. Because we are not told. '40s, I'm talking about '40s. '40s had three big tragedies inflicted on this world. '40s of the last century. One was, of course, the Second World War. All of us know. This was the most violent, most gruesome war the world had seen. Tens of millions died. The second big tragedy in the '40s was the Jewish Holocaust. Never had the world seen sick, poor, children, women, old, unarmed, non-combatants, herded together like animals, starved, and then gassed. And their crime was they were Jews. So the Jewish Holocaust, 6 million Jews died. They ended up in gas chambers. Soap was made out of them. Buttons were made out of them. The world hadn't seen this kind of brutality either at this scale. This happened over 5-6 years. And a third tragedy happened, and this tragedy was, and it was equally big. You know, it's sometimes foolish to compare which tragedy was bigger or smaller, because tragedies are tragedies. In terms of, and the third tragedy was the partition of India. Never had the world seen, in such a short span of time, such a large number of people uprooted from their moorings and thrown about. The biggest migration of human population in the most violent way. Millions were slaughtered.